Now, there is also something on the Blaze that we talked about a little bit yesterday, and I want to mention it again before we move on to Philadelphia, and that is the White House has erased Israel from the whitehouse.org. Any picture, any mention of Jerusalem has always said Jerusalem, comma, Israel. Like New York, United States. Why did they do this? For legal reasons. They don't have to recognize that Jerusalem belongs to Israel. They are starting to erase the truth. And there's an amazing story up on the Blaze, broken by the Weekly Standard, I think it was yesterday, that is truly astonishing. Truly astonishing. By the way, I leave for Israel this weekend, in Israel all next week. A week from Sunday is the first event. If you went to Restoring Honor, the first event the night before Restoring Honor in Washington, D.C. was at the Kennedy Center, and it was sold out, and it was amazing. This one is a 3,000-seat venue in Caesarea, right on the water. This is where I think it was Pontius Pilate first tried to destroy and kill all the Jews. It's an amazing place, and this one is directed right towards Christians on Sunday night, a week from Sunday, only on GBTV. We are about a week away. About a week and a half away now from Restoring Courage in Jerusalem. Make sure you join now at gbtv.com and get ready and know how it works, and so you can navigate, because you don't want to be frustrated when the program is starting. Now, Bill O'Reilly last night sent Jesse Waters up to talk to Cynthia McKinney. In case you don't remember, Cynthia McKinney has been out and about in some of the worst countries. She was in Libya saying it was great. She was in Iran saying Iran was great and America was bad. Do you have any of the audio from her saying those things?
Yeah.
Yeah, here's Cynthia McKinney saying, how horrible America is. Yeah. You don't have it? If you don't have it, we'll just go.
Yeah, I thought I did.
Okay, well, if you don't have it,
I think I do. I think I don't.
Okay, thank you.
I don't.
All right, so let's go with what Bill O'Reilly played last night. This is Cynthia McKinney. Who's paying for these trips where she's saying all these god-awful things?
You've been to Libya and you've been to Iran. Who's paying for the travels?
You will see who's paying for the travel when we conduct this meeting. And in fact, for Libya, what you will see is that average, ordinary folks are helping to repay credit card ticketing.
What about you traveling to Iran? That's pretty expensive.
Well, Iran was with the Global Forum for Peace.
Yes.
So were foreign governments paying for any of the travels?
These trips, as you'll see today in this delegation, is people through their dimes and their dollars are paying off the debts that were put on credit cards to
that's not the question, ma'am.
Transportation to Libya.
That's not the question.
It has come right from the people here all across the U.S.
And that, of course, was Sarah Flounders of the International Action Group, which is just a lovely organization. And she was jumping in on Cynthia's behalf. And Cynthia she looked like a deer caught in headlights there when she was asked about foreign governments.
Look, here's the thing. These people, Cynthia McKinney is one of them. There are many people that have been in and around our government that hate our government, hate it, and have been trying to dismantle it and destroy it from the inside. And political correctness have stopped us from recognizing it and rooting these people out of the system. You don't have to like our system, but why would we have you in the system trying to destroy it? Now, do you have the audio of her saying that they almost did it once and they came close, darn it, but they're going to do it this time.
People inside the United States are losing their homes, and the government of Libya is building homes. Those black leaders throughout the history of the United States who have tried to correct these imbalances have been targeted and demonized by the United States government.
Those who have worked very hard for peace, there was a time when we almost won. We almost won in the 1960s, but unfortunately, because we were so close to winning, the authorities fought back. We were so close to winning, and then they killed John Kennedy, our president. They killed Malcolm X. They killed Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
They were killed by the authorities?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't know those things.
This is all documented.
It is?
It's all documented.
Really?
No.
No, it's
No,
not.
no, it's not.
Bill filleted her last night.
No.
On the O'Reilly Factor. Just filleted her. Okay, so obviously we have a real issue, and these are the things that the mainstream media will not tell you. Now, I don't know if Bill O'Reilly tied this together with the left. Try this on for size. New theory. You never heard this anywhere. The left in bed with radical Islam to destroy the Western way of life.
Sounds like a crazy conspiracy theory to me. To me, yeah.
Nuts. Conspiracy.
There it is.
What, just the fact that you have someone from the left speaking in a country run by Islamic extremists talking about destroying the society of the West?
That's your evidence?
That's your evidence? Just because you have her on tape doing it multiple times, a former congresswoman?
You've got somebody saying it and admitting it?
I thought that was pretty good.
And not just anybody, but it's someone who's actually in our government just a few years ago.
Somebody who was a U.S. Congresswoman?
Yeah, I mean...
Hey, please.
Oh, you're so stupid. Man, he's stupid, isn't he, Pat?
Stupid.
What a stupid man he is.
It's really amazing, isn't it? Really is amazing. Okay. So now O'Reilly said last night that England's class warfare violence could come to America. Bill O'Reilly said that. I have been telling him for a while. They're going to burn the cities down, Bill. It's going to start in Europe, and it's going to come here. They're going to burn them down. No, Beck. That's crazy. However, he played the audio last night and said, look at them. He said that's what's taking hold here in America. That kind of attitude of take it from the rich, take it from the business owner. May I go back to what I said to you yesterday? The Niemöller poem does not say first they came for the Jew and I said nothing. That's not how it starts. It starts like this. First they came for the communist and I wasn't a communist, so I said nothing. Then they came for the socialist. I wasn't a socialist, so I said nothing. Then they came for the labor union member, and I said nothing because I wasn't a member of the labor union. Then they came for the Jew, and I said nothing. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to stand up for me. That's the poem. Everybody thinks, oh, it starts with the Jew. First they came for the Jew. No. First they came for the communist. But actually, if you want to go back historically, they didn't come for the communist first. They tried to co-opt the communist. And they did on some of them. Well, that's exactly what the progressive left has done to the Republican Party. Not all of it. But they've co-opted the Republican Party. That's why you have John McCain, quite honestly. You have both sides. Both sides. They're exactly the same, just different speeds. So they've been co-opted. But who in the Republican Party is standing against it? The Tea Party. They won't be co-opted. So if I may write a modern version of this, first they came for the Tea Party. And I wasn't a member of the Tea Party, so I said nothing. Then who's next? Who's next on that list? Socialists. Remember, the Nazis were national socialists. So why would they come for the socialists? Because you weren't socialist enough. You weren't the right kind of socialist. Here's where the purge begins. Now, the next step, after you get rid of the Tea Party, is now you go after those in the media. You go after those in the government that aren't progressive enough. Because remember, who do you have leading it? You have nut jobs like Cynthia McKinney who are pushing and pushing and pushing. When society becomes unstable, the radical elements of both sides are the ones that take hold. Because they're the ones that say, come to me, I've got an answer. That's why they're trying to create chaos. So they weren't socialist enough. So they rounded up those who still were socialist, but not a Nazi, not a national socialist, and killed them. Then they came for the labor unions. Labor unions would have you believe that the Nazis came after them first. No, the Nazis used the labor unions. They organize the organized first. Exactly what's happening now. Why do you think Barack Obama doesn't care? Why do you think none of these progressives care about what the poll numbers say? Because they have organized the organized. They don't care about you as a union member. They care about you as a collective. It's all about collective salvation. They don't care about the individual. They care about the collective. So they are organizing the organized, which is why I have been urging you, please organize yourself. Connect with other people. That's the whole premise behind GBTV. You've got to stand together, and we've got to be together, and we've got to reach out to organizations and to people that we're not necessarily used to doing it with. That's the point of 824. Faith has got to stand together against evil. People of all faith must. They went after the labor unions. Third. Look up, and I wish I could remember the name of the ship. Look up for the Union ship of Adolf Hitler. He had a huge cruise ship where he would give Union members free dental and take them out on cruises and everything else. He was whining and dining. But once he was done, once he had seized power, that was over. Then it was all about the state. Forget about your labor union. You're a good Nazi. Then that's when they could finally open it up and say, now we're going to go after the real enemies. After they had already extinguished the first three. You can change the name from Nazi to whatever. You can change the variables from communist to Tea Party to whatever. But big government is always the same. And it always goes down the same path. It always does. It always does. When there is strife, it always goes down the same path. Whether you don't have to go to the Nazis. Go to the French Revolution. The French Revolution, in the end, when Thomas Paine was in jail because he helped at first, and then he said, whoa, what are you guys doing? It was too late. They almost killed him. They missed him by one day. The reason why he ended up in the Bastille is because he was helping them, and then he said, wait a minute. That doesn't make any sense at all. That sounds pretty evil to me. What they were doing was reducing the number of people so more people could be employed. This is the French Revolution. Get rid of the old people. Get rid of the infirm. Get rid of those people who just don't fit. Get rid of those who betrayed the revolution because there are too many starving people. If we just slaughter all these people, more people will have jobs. There will be more money for everybody else. Does that sound familiar? You don't have to go to the Nazis. You go to any revolution run by madmen or people who think that they're doing the right thing and they view people as a collective. Time and time again. So how do you solve it? You stand with people that look at people as individuals. You do not look and stand by people who look at people as a collective. You can't. All men are created equal and endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It is nowhere mentioned in any of our documents of a collective. It's the individual. And that is not the path we're on. Back in a second.